Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Butler Brief. My name is April Kurtz. Stay tuned to hear about on-campus food drives, Indianapolis sports, and more. But first, let's send it over to Matthew Wims for a look at today's weather.
Thanks, April. It's going to be a heat wave in the rest of Indianapolis for the week. After having our first snowfall and frigid temperatures earlier this week, it's going to heat up. There is precipitation forecasted for the rest of the week and will reach the high 60s this weekend. Looking at today's forecast, it's currently 49 degrees with full sun outside. The high will hit 55 at 4 p.m. today and then slowly decrease throughout the evening. The low of the night will hit 41 degrees at 11 p.m. Looking ahead for the rest of the week, it's going to continue to heat up from our early week low temperatures. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy, but slightly warmer with the high of 54. Friday will reach the 60s with a low of 37. Saturday will be the warmest day of the week with a high of 67 and a low of 51. And Sunday will be sunny with a high of 59 and a low of 38. Hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of one of the final warm, sunny weekends of the season before rain starts to creep back into the forecast at the start of next week. Back to you, April.
Thanks, Matthew. Last night, a rare solar spectacle lit up the night sky around Butler's campus. The northern lights could be seen in the night sky at Butler and much throughout the state of Indiana. The sighting was caused by a coronal mass ejection, or CME, which is a mass eruption of solar material and magnetic fields from the surface of the sun. If you weren't able to see the northern lights last night, don't worry. Forecasters expect the storm to be visible again tonight. So once the sun goes down, make sure to step outside and catch a glimpse for yourself. In response to recent cuts to STEP benefits, departments and organizations around Butler's campus are coming together to support anyone struggling with increased food insecurity.
The Master of Fine Arts program, English department, and Visiting Writer series are teaming up to host a food drive benefiting the Butler Food Pantry. Students, faculty, and staff are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items such as canned goods, pasta, granola bars, and cereal, or personal hygiene items like shampoo or body wash to help support members of the Butler community in need. Mindy Dunn, manager of the Master of Fine Arts program, explains how she came up with the idea and launched the food drive.
I knew that it would affect some Butler students, so I wanted to not only contribute to a drive, but I thought, I have so many contacts, I can put on a drive. So I got to work, and the first thing I did was email my two wonderful colleagues, Bianca Pagano in the English department and Adriana Jones with the Visiting Writer series. And I said, I want to do this. Will you help? And they said, of course we will.
Donations can be dropped off now through Tuesday, November 18th at several campus locations, including outside the English department in Atherton Union, inside the front door of Ephraimson Center for Creative Writing, or on its back patio, and during the Visiting Writer series event on November 17th at Shelton Auditorium. Anyone experiencing food insecurity is encouraged to visit the Butler Food Pantry located in Atherton Union, room 301.
Now we'll turn it over to Braden Martin for a look at sports.
Thanks, April. The Butler men's basketball team picked up a wire-to-wire win against Chicago State last night. The Bulldogs' 98-66 victory was their third straight to start the season. Junior guard Finley Bizjack got the game off to an electric start, nailing 4 three-pointers before the first media timeout. Bizjack finished with 22 points and 6 assists. Graduate forward Michael Ajayi tallied his third consecutive double-double, putting up 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Bulldogs have enjoyed major success in the early portion of their schedule. Bizjack reflected on how the start to the season has gone so far.
I wouldn't change a thing. I love how we've competed, and our coaching staff has done a really good job of making us compete in practice still. I feel like every day is like going to war, not just today. And every game we play has felt easy because what I've done in practice has been a million times harder. And so I wouldn't change anything about our schedule, and we're ready for the road ahead.
The first in-season AP poll for men's college basketball came out Monday afternoon. Here's a recap of some of the teams that had the biggest jumps. Michigan State was able to move up from 22 up to 17 thanks to a huge primetime win against, at the time, number 14 Arkansas. Michigan State and their defense held Arkansas to only 39% from the field. Freshman forward Cam Ward was huge this game, scoring 18 and grabbing 10 boards off the bench. Down 66-69, Arkansas had one last shot to tie the game, but missed at the buzzer as the Spartans would hold on to win this one. North Carolina jumped up from 25-18 thanks in large part to a very decisive win against Kansas, who was ranked 19 at the time. Caleb Wilson and this 18th ranked offense, according to KenPom, were able to sneak away with a win thanks to a 58-point second half. Wilson had 24 of his own, going 9 from 12 from the field and 6 for 9 at the line. Here's what North Carolina head coach Hubert Davis had to say about the confidence in his team to finish in a big game like this one.
You know, the only thing that you have control over is how you react and how you respond. And that's one of the things I was really proud of them is, you know, the things that we talked about at halftime, they immediately, put it into action.
The NBA has been back for almost a month now, and the Pacers are struggling to match their play from a season ago.
Just last June, the Pacers were one game away from winning the NBA Finals. But now, on November 12th, they sit with a league-worst record of 1-10. The Pacers have struggled to gain continuity this season, with a lot of players being out, including star player Tyrese Halliburton, who is expected to be out, but other players like Andrew Nembhard and Benedict Mathurin have not been able to play in all the games this year. Star player Pascal Siakam has averaged a career-best 24.6 points per game, but has just not been enough for the Pacers as they struggle to find consistency.
You want to feel good about the effort, but the result wasn't there, so it's tough. It's hard time for us as a team, and we just gotta keep going.
The Pacers and head coach Rick Carlisle lost another game last night to the Utah Jazz, 152-128. After the game, Carlisle discussed what the Pacers need to do.
We've got to build on positives right now. We got to find positives. We've got to show positives. And we've got to stay in the fight. You know, it's a very difficult stretch of games.
Although this year may be a struggle for the Indiana Pacers, there's still hope for the franchise. The Pacers, with the league worst record, may have a chance at gaining a top pick in the draft this year. This freshman class is loaded with talent from players like Darren Peterson at Kansas, AJ DeBanza at BYU, Cameron Boozer at Duke, and Caleb Wilson at UNC. The freshman class has a lot of players who can be impactful in the NBA, and if the Pacers are able to gain one of those players, they may have a chance to compete for another championship in the coming seasons.
There is a weekly competition that takes place on the basketball court in the HRC that not too many students know about. Here's Malcolm Harper with more.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at noon, a group of some faculty and friends get together to compete in what they call Noon Bowl. This idea was brought to life by Professor Dalvin, who enjoys both teaching finance and the game of basketball. This event occurs every week to give those a chance to step away from their class or occupation to participate in the classic set of runs. I talked to Professor Dalvin to get an inside look on how this all came about.
Steve Dalvin, I'm a professor of finance in the business school. About 21 years. Played basketball growing up, grew competitively, and then when I landed here, just started looking for a game and found a group of guys who used to play at Hinkle before the HRC was actually built, and then we got moved over here once it was built. It'll go on for a while. It goes in ups and downs. We get more people at some times and fewer at others. It seems to survive. Even through COVID, we did okay. So I think it'll survive. I'm getting close to retirement, though, so we'll see.
Everyone in this group loves to compete against each other, and some have played since childhood.
William Talley, Carmel, Indiana. I've been coming to Noon Ball since 2015-ish, so almost 10 years. I like it. It's a good group of fellas. Great way to stay in shape. Great way to stay competitive. I like it. Where I first started hooping was my son. I first started hooping probably when I was like 2 years old. So my dad put the ball in my hand at a young age. I played AAU, junior high ball, high school ball. I stopped in college. Now it's just a great way to stay in shape, great way to teach my son here. He's 8, he plays for Indy Prime Time. But just a way to stay, it's an interview, look. So it's a great way to stay in shape and a great way to kind of let the youth know that, no matter how old I get, I'm almost 40, I still can compete with the best of them.
Thanks, Braden, and thank you for tuning into today's edition of the Butler Brief. I'm April Kurtz. We'll see you again tomorrow.